Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. University Hospitals is adding a new building to house all of its Ireland Cancer Center services starting in the next spring of next year. Dr. Stanton Gerson is the director of the Ireland Cancer Center and Case Comprehensive Cancer Center. He and Director of Institutional Relations and Development, Mark Cutler, will share information about this new facility. Later on in the broadcast, Karen Vidmar will explain how she and her family are helping to honor the families of fallen soldiers and Marines and other members of the services. Good morning again. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin. Beginning with Dr. Stanton Gerson, who's Director of University Hospitals Ireland Cancer Center. Good to have you with us, Dr. Gerson.
Good morning, Leon. Great to be here.
Oh, good to always have you here, and all of you from University Hospitals. You're here talking about that brand new building that we see going up on Euclid Avenue there at University Hospitals, which will house the Ireland Cancer Center.
It's a very exciting time for us at the Ireland Cancer Center and for all of University Hospitals. This is really a shift in how we practice cancer care for Northeast Ohio.
Everything's going to go into that building. Right now the center is all over the hospital grounds?
Well, we are distributed in many different buildings and different sites. We're bringing the surgeons, radiation therapists, the GYN oncologists, medical oncologists, and all the disciplines that we need to into that space so that patients can come to one location.
You told me, you were chatting before we started doing this broadcast, we were talking about the team approach to battling cancer in patients. Tell me about this team approach.
One of the most frightening things for patients who have been newly diagnosed with cancer is going to the first physician and getting an opinion, going to the second physician, getting a different opinion, going to a third physician, even if they're different specialties, a surgeon, a medical oncologist, getting a different opinion, or finding out that they went to the surgeon who did a procedure and they hadn't talked to the medical oncologist first. We wiped that clean many years ago, and now, in the approach we're taking in the new cancer hospital, every single patient gets seen by and reviewed by a team so that the multiple disciplines that are required to take care of cancer all consult before a decision is made.
This benefits the patient, I'm certain, immensely.
Immensely. It shortens the time and makes the treatment decisions much better. And usually we avoid hiccups or problems with a decision that may have not been the best for the patient. This way, our physicians get together, we come up with one consistent plan.
You brought some video with you. We have some video, and I'd like to run that video right now, if we can, this is an artist's rendition of what we're building right now, correct?
It certainly is, and we're looking from the west side, so that there'll be a lot of sun, as you can see. Of course, there is some weather that comes in sometimes to the city, and so the drop-offs area will be under a canopy. And then there's a lot of natural light as you come in through the entrance. And here's just a rendition of the opening place as you first come into the hospital, with some seating areas, a lot of green natural light, and the like. There'll be a cafeteria after the side, a welcoming center, a survivors center, educational activities. And then right off that first floor is our treatment space. Here it's a waiting room space for that, where we'll have room for 40 patients at one time. It's a very special time.
When will this all be online completely?
We'll be opening for the inspection phase in March, April of next year, and then it'll be fully occupied by July of next year.
As the director of the Ireland Cancer Center, and before that the assistant director, you've been there for some years. You must feel like a proud papa with this brand new building.
I absolutely am. When I first took over the position as the director of the Ireland Cancer Center, I sat down with our University Hospitals leadership, Tom Zenti, Fred Rothstein, and I said, you know, we need to build a cancer hospital. And within about 8 or 9 months, Tom Zenti, our CEO, put together Vision 2010, and that became the mantra. This is the biggest portion of Vision 2010, is creating the cancer hospital.
Research will be done inside this building as well?
We'll be doing not our laboratory research at Case Western, that all the laboratories are there right across the street and right across the little alleyways. But in the cancer hospital will be a special type of research that we call clinical research, where patients get new innovative treatments innovative clinical trials where blood samples are taken for genetic counseling and genetic testing issues. So we'll be doing patient-based research right there in special places.
While we were looking at video, you used the word survivor just a little bit ago. There's something called the survivorship movement at Ireland Cancer Center. What is that?
There is, and so, you know, we're proud of the fact that half of our patients, maybe even a little more than that, are cured of their cancers. Many live for many, many years, for a long period of time, and we need to be able to take care of them for all their after-effect treatments that they have, issues that come up in the course of being a survivor, monitoring them very carefully for recurrence, and handling and dealing with family issues that may come up if somebody's worried about a genetic component of their cancer. So we are very invested in having survivorship as integral to our patient care.
We are asked continually about the chances of a blockbuster cure for cancer. Are we near a blockbuster cure for cancer, or do you view it like that?
I really don't. I mean, I'm asked constantly when we're going to cure cancer, and you know, the truth of the matter is, at the Ireland Cancer Center, we are able to cure somebody's cancer every day. Not everybody's, but somebody's cancer, either by a surgical technique or a new therapeutic treatment, use of proper doses of radiation therapy. So we know how to cure cancer. It's just that there are many hard-to-treat cancers, which are really a problem for the patient, the family, and certainly for us as physicians. We have major laboratory research efforts in genetics and proteomics and in understanding how the abnormalities of cancer can be treated, and we're coming up with new drugs all the time.
We're chatting with Dr. Stanton Gerson, who's director of University Hospitals Ireland Cancer Center. We're going to continue talking with him in our next segment, and we're going to bring aboard as well Mark Cutler, who's director of Institutional Relations and Development for University Hospitals Ireland Cancer Center. He will join us in the discussion. I've got to take a break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We continue our discussion with Dr. Stan Gerson, seated next to me. He's director of University Hospitals Ireland Cancer Center. And we welcome Mark Cutler, director of Institutional Relations and Development for University Hospitals Ireland Cancer Center. That's a lot on your business card. Good to have you with us, Mark. Let's begin right with you in this second segment. Building this hospital, I mean, this takes money. How did you raise the funds to do this?
That's a good question. We've spent the past 5 years basically working with members of the community to champion the cause for the new cancer center. Beginning in 2005, Shelley Edelman, who's a member of the UH board, championed this cause by creating the National Cancer Leadership Council, which are advocates in the community who have been touched by cancer or believe it's important to have this resource in our community to come forward and say, we're going to help to drive philanthropy to this project. So we've been very fortunate over these 5 years to be out in the community talking about the need for the cancer hospital. The great work that Dr. Gerson and the rest of the cancer team is doing is well known in the community. So it's getting that message out about the great need for increasing the capacity for us to provide cancer care. And we're also fortunate that Cleveland is a very generous community, and we've benefited from that.
This helps keep Cleveland in the forefront as being a major center for medical things like this we have here going at University Hospitals with this brand new building. You brought some pictures with you as well, and Dr. Gerson, it's kind of show and tell today. Dr. Gerson brought some video, and we've got some pictures which Mark brought us. Tell us what we're looking at, Mark.
This again is just the exterior view of the cancer hospital, showing it basically looking from Euclid Avenue southeast. And you're seeing the Lerner Tower, which many people know, one of the landmark buildings of University Hospitals, and then the healing garden that's just off the cancer hospital, which is again one of the really unique features within this new building is that they have a healing garden that's really adjacent to for the use by patients of the cancer center.
As we go through these pictures, and we'll take a shot at another one there, did patients have something to say about all of this, what you're doing here as well?
Exactly. So there were a variety of focus groups that were put together. There is an existence of patient and family council that exists. People who have received cancer care and have helped us by making good insights and providing a great deal of feedback about what their cancer experience was like, because and Dr. Gerson knows this more than anyone, the person that goes through cancer care accesses cancer care at a facility about 100 times in the first year of diagnosis. So there's a lot of time they're spending in the hospital. So we have a lot of spaces that are really focused on how do we provide for the patient and the patient family.
You have to deal, Dr. Gerson, with patients' families all the time on this. I mean, it's not just treating one. You're almost treating the entire family.
Very often treating the entire family. We saw a picture of the healing garden, which is really integral. It'll be a private space that both can be seen from the outside, from windows, from patients who are inpatients, as well as walked through by patients who have some time. We've also made sure that there's light that goes into the waiting room space of radiation oncology. Many patients go through radiation oncology, are there every day for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. It's a drab, dull space. Ours is going to be a bright light space.
I know you gentlemen are not architects, but you perhaps have some thoughts about the architectural design. It kind of swoops up like that. Tell me what's the thought behind that?
Well, again, I'm not an architect, but I do know that a lot of the principles that went into the architectural design of this building incorporated things that have been known to work and actually have a benefit for patients. There's been a great deal of studies that have been done on evidence-based design where you can actually have a building that has an impact on the need for pain meds, the actual care of the patient can actually be enhanced by the physical environment. And so there's a lot of principles that were incorporated into this building, both the principles and then some of these spaces. One of the images that was shown up on the screen was the family suite. So we have a space where families can go and gather as a family, have a meal, watch TV, be in a non-clinical environment while they're there with their patients.
So vitally important. Dr. Gerson, how is the new Ireland Cancer Center? How will it be different from other cancer centers around the United States?
Well, most importantly is our integrated approach. First, we are this will become the hub for a spoke and hub approach to our cancer care, so that there's one approach that all of our patients will receive, whether they're in one of our east side, south, or west side locations. And if they need and when they need to come to the tertiary care cancer hospital, we're there. It's one set of physicians. I mentioned the team approach. We have this team approach that leads us, again, to all of our network sites. And because we're under one roof, the imaging, the breast center, surgery, radiation, and medical treatments will all happen together in a coordinated and efficient fashion for patients.
We're talking state-of-the-art technology when we're looking at this building.
Absolutely. There are many, many things that will only be available to our patients at the Ireland Cancer Center Hospital that we're implementing and putting in place. And they are state-of-the-art, including, I'll remind you, a major gift that we received from Philips, which does technology for imaging, and the newest of their technology will be in the cancer hospital.
Yeah. Mark, you're Director of Institutional Relations and Development. How do you go about getting this kind of money? I mean, I got a minute remaining. How do you get folks to say, hey, I'll write a check?
In many cases, it's people who have had an experience of the great care at the cancer center, but recognize that the facilities are in great need of being expanded. So we had, at some point, patients with an infusion chair in the hall near a copier. So it wasn't the environment that we would say is ideal for providing cancer care, but they still believe that the cancer care they received was so extraordinary and the care was so extraordinary that the need for this building seemed to come naturally. And so people have been extraordinarily generous in our efforts in that regard.
Dr. Gerson, in our final 30 seconds, leave us with a thought.
Well, this is a new day for cancer in Cleveland. Cancer is a devastating disease. We know that. My patients suffer irreparably from having the diagnosis and going through the treatment. But it is a new day. We can offer them the best and their families the best available treatments, hope for the best new treatments, and a survivorship program to make sure that we can take care of them throughout their life.
More information can be obtained by dialing 866, as you see on the TV screen, 866-844-5573. And, or you can go to uhhospitals.org, or you can also dial that number 844-2275. Is that the number I'm looking at? 2273. My contacts are slipping on me right now, believe it or not. Maybe I need to see ophthalmologist while we're talking, while I got the doctor here. But you can get more information by dialing that number on the screen on everything we've been talking about. Gentlemen, we thank you for being on the broadcast. We wish you and everybody at University Hospitals the best, and we certainly will continue to watch that building go up and save the lives that you will be saving in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leon.
Dr. Stanton Gerson and Mark Kuffler, both from University Hospitals. I'll take a break. In a moment, I'll return. We'll continue. This is Kaleidoscope. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope this morning. Two local women have dedicated themselves to honoring our veterans and their families. Sisters Karen B.B. Vidmar and Sharon B.B. have taken the time to crochet pillows and flags to honor service members who've died in the line of duty. Karen Vidmar is here to share with us why her family has taken on this task. Good to have you with us, Karen.
Thank you.
You're creator of Flags for Families of Veterans.
Yes.
Yeah, and tell me what this is now. What is it that you do?
Well, when I was watching the news, I kept watching the news and I kept saying, all these soldiers are coming home and coffins. And I said to my husband, he's so wonderful, I said, I got to do something for these families. What can I do? So I just called my mom up one day and I said, would you teach me how to crochet the flag? And she said, yes. So here it is.
You came somewhat of a Betsy Ross, kind of a flag maker, I guess.
That's right. Yes, yes, it is. It's the Betsy Ross.
And we're going to show this. This is all handmade now.
All handmade.
If you pick up the blue area, and I'll pick up the stars and stripes over here. Isn't that wonderful? And that's the portrait of a Marine there.
Right. Right. It is.
And these are fallen Marines and soldiers and others who are in the military.
Right.
How long does it take you to do this, Karen?
I'd say about a month. I've made 25 already.
Now, where do you do this?
In my home.
You live in Paynesville, and you do this in your home. I'm going to put her phone number on the screen, too, because I know people will want more information on this. 440-364-7578. That's the number for Karen. But tell me, how do you feel when you go about making these?
Oh,
What do you think about?
My heart just pounds, and it's just an awesome feeling. It's like a calling for me. You got to do this for the family.
And you present these to the families.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a pillow. We're going to bring that pillow.
My sister makes the pillows. She makes the pillows. Yeah, she makes the pillows for the family.
And you put the troopers' picture on the pillow as well. These men who have valiantly given their lives in Afghanistan and Iraq.
Right, right. They belong in the middle of the stars. They're fighting for us, and they deserve something.
How many of these have you made now, pillows and flags?
I've made about 25 flags already. Now they're going around the world now.
And how long does it take to make a pillow? How long does it take for your sister? How long does it take you to make a flag?
It takes her about 3 days, and it takes me about a month to make my flag.
2 sisters. What's your sister's name now?
Sharon, Phoebe. We're identical twins.
Identical twins, yeah. Well, you tell Sharon we appreciate her work. Also, we've got a book over here. You've got a book of hand that away. You got a book here, and we'll get a shot of this if we can. If I can do this.
My husband made that for me for Christmas, and I was so shocked. But it's the families. It's all the families.
This is all families. All the families.
With their sons,
all the families. If you can hold that over there. Hold that page over there.
This was the very first one. He was the first. And you can notice how he's crying, the father. And then, this is Bill Knopp. He lost his son, Alan Knopp.
Yeah. And it's just, and we'll do one more here. But I want to continue my discussion with you. We'll do one more here.
Okay. Yeah.
You've kind of documented when you give it to them. You take a photograph and you chat a little bit about it.
Right. Yeah.
This is heartfelt for you.
Oh yes.
I can tell that as we were talking before the broadcast. This is heartfelt for you. And how has it been received? How has it been received by the families?
Oh, it's just so awesome. I mean, they're shocked at first because they see it's the flag, and their son is right in the center of it. And I said, well, you've got to realize he's the hero. And then they cry,
and you give these away. You actually give these away.
Yes.
Flags for families of veterans. I want to hold this up again because I think. And how long do you say it takes for you to do this?
Oh, about a month.
And this is we can't even. Well, maybe if I stand a little bit, we can get a little bit of that. How's that? Okay. The Stars and Stripes. 13 stripes. The stars. That's a Marine there, young Joseph.
Yes.
Whom we lost in the war.
Yes.
And we give honor to his memory. Oh, so sensitive. And now families can kind of curl up with this. They can kind of cuddle up with this, or use it as an Afghan, or lay it out, or just lay it out on the bed, perhaps.
I wouldn't want them to use it. Well, if they wanted to, they can, but most of them frame them. And that they're beautiful in a frame. But they can do what they want. I mean, they're just so honored by it. And my sister and I are just...
Karen Vidmar is the co-creator of Flags for Families of Veterans. You can reach her at 440-364-7578. That's a Paynesville address, Paynesville phone number.
My cell phone,
your cell phone. Thank you so much, Karen Vidmar, for being on the broadcast. We appreciate that. God bless you for what you do.
Well, thank you.
And for keeping the memories of these young men and women who've gone off to war.
Thank you so much.
I'll take a break. We'll be right back in a moment. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. Today, Marsha Mockabee from the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, its CEO and president, is with us, as she is most of the weeks we do Kaleidoscope. Good to have you with us, Marsha.
Good to be here today, Leon. Thank you.
What's your commentary today?
The commentary today is to share some important information that's coming up.
Okay.
And we brought a flyer to talk about something great that's going to be happening at the Urban League on Saturday, August the 28th. It's an event called Hooray for Women and Those Who Love Them. And this is going to be a fundraiser for the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, and it's going to be hosted by our Urban League Guild organization, which is a volunteer auxiliary that for many years has supported the Urban League, and now that organization is being reconnected again and starting up again to do some work to support the Urban League. So we're very excited.
Hooray for women and those who love them. That has a little panache to it. Oh yeah, a little lilt to it. Sounds like a song. Hooray for women and those who love them.
We may have to work on a song.
But Saturday, August the 28th, huh?
Yes, and we're going to have a number from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. right at the Urban League offices at 2930 Prospect. We're going to have a number of different vendors there who are just going to cater to the public. We have Afkara Shoes from Chicago, Illinois. I know I love shoes. A lot of women love shoes, so that's going to be a great opportunity. We will have a person with textiles and wearable art, a desirable fragrance bar, Magnetism Incorporated, Dee Dee's Delights with custom specialty chocolates, and then
some of everything.
Oh yeah, some of everything, and lots of fun.
And Pack Rat Patty art.
And Pack Rat Patty art,
okay.
Right? Yes.
I like Pack Rat Patty. It sounds like something I need to see.
Absolutely. And as a matter of fact, you're certainly welcome. Those that love them, bring Marguerite and come on by.
Hooray for women and those who love them. We'll bring Marguerite and bring the two daughters
That'd
as
be
well.
Great. That'd be great.
Once again, it's Saturday, August the 28th at 10 o'clock until 4 o'clock at the Urban League. Now, the Urban League is located at the corner of East 30th Street and Prospect Avenue. Runs from 10 until 4, Saturday, August the 28th at East 30th and Prospect at the Urban League headquarters. And this is all free, I would imagine.
This is all free, and we can check it out on the website.
We will do that. That's going to do it for us. We will say goodbye. So long.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.